The other very interesting piece of news coming in today is the Delhi Sero survey. The numbers are absolutely staggering and seem to indicate that 1 in 2 citizens in the national capital may have contracted COVID at some stage. Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor has the details.
That's right, Vishnu. 1 in 2 in Delhi, and nationally speaking, it could be 1 in 4. We'll talk all about that. But first up, to decode what exactly is seropositivity. Now, soon after the coronavirus pandemic struck India in March, various sero surveys started being conducted to determine the proportion of population that has been exposed to the virus. But what exactly is sero survey? How does it work? Why are the results so high compared to, say, the RT-PCR tests that have been conducted? And how are they supposed to read? Now, first up, what exactly is a seroprevalence? Now, sero studies, also known as sero surveys, use serum tests to check for the presence of antibodies amongst the population. It tells you if the person has been infected and, importantly, does he or she have immunity. So, how is it done? Well, it is a basic sampling methodology. Consider it like an exit polls that is done post the elections. It represents trends emerging from the portion of the population. To do this, the ICMR chose about 70 districts from across the country, which has been noticing or has had about high to medium rate of infection. Roughly 28,000 samples were collected, which is fairly a good representation with people from different backgrounds and different age groups. It's basically a simple blood test, and the result comes out in less than 24 hours. But why is it important? It's important because if a certain percentage of the population has antibodies to the virus, the seropositive people most likely become barriers of transmission between the people. This cause they have immunity, and that breaks the chain of transmission. This is what leads to the much talked about herd immunity altogether. So, at what point do we say we've defeated coronavirus, we've won that battle? Well, experts say that seropositivity of at least 60 to 70% nationally should make us win that war against coronavirus. Well, that's the point at which we no longer call it an epidemic. But will the immunity last? What about the new variants? Remember what happened in UK, where they were so close to achieving herd immunity, and then suddenly a new variant emerged and all the problems, well, began. Well, experts say, and results show so far, that immunity lasts for about 5 to 4 months. However, there are other kinds of antibodies that may still prevail, like T-cell immunity. This means you might still get infected but not have the disease. Simply put, it means you might catch the virus, but it will not multiply enough in your body to cause the disease. So you may have mild symptoms or none at all, and you might still test positive for the virus, remember, but not face any effects. Fun fact, this is what actually happens after a vaccination as well. So now that you've understood what a sero survey is all about, let's look at the journey of the sero survey in the national capital. So far, 5 have been done. Let's put out that graph for you. The first sero survey was done between June, July. That indicated about 22% positivity. Then it went up to 28.36. Third one in September said 25.1. Fourth said barely any increment there, 25.5. And now the fifth one, 56.13%. That's every second Delhiite already has that positivity. And it's not Delhi alone. This is the much less talked about figure. Let's look out for data state-wise for you. Delhi, 56%, but look at Mumbai. Slums have over 57.8%. Non-slum areas, 17.4%. Karnataka, for example, 16.4%. Chennai, 18.4%. Kolkata, privately done survey, 26% seropositivity. Gurgaon, 16.5, Pune 51.5, one of the highest, the only one beating Delhi over there, Ahmedabad 23.24. So, like I said, this is not a data which is good enough. You have to look at the national figure. Let's look at that now. The first national sero survey was conducted in June of 2020. That had only 0.73%. Second one in September said 6.6%. And the third one, still not released, and NDTV has an inside scoop for you. We are learning from insider at ICMR that it could be nearly 25%, meaning every 4th Indian in the country has seropositivity. That certainly is some good news coming our way.